So I know getting people to actually take your customer surveys or fill in your marketing surveys or whatever it is. I know that's not easy to do, but writing a good email and framing the request in a valuable way can help a lot. So I wanted to show you one email that I came across. I think does a really nice job of this. This is from Posty. Posty is a direct mail targeting company, and a couple things about why I think this works really well. So this is they're sending an email asking for feedback, gathering some customer data. First thing you'll notice is subject line, obviously, Joe, I could use your help. This is a nice this is a good way to use the first name in the subject line. I think you have to be careful of like abusing this kind of thing, but Posty doesn't do this often. So it stood out to me when they did this for this particular email. There's also something very like relatable and almost like vulnerable about the subject line. Like I could use your help. Um, it doesn't feel like a company just asking me to spend my time taking a survey. It feels like they are asking me for help, which is as human, like generally human beings, we want to help. Like we're willing to help. So that's a nice kind of vulnerable, relatable subject line. It also works really well though because we have the image of the sender here, we have the name, and the email is coming from a real person. It's not just coming from like their hello at you know posty.com. It's like it's coming from his actual email. If I wanted to hit reply, and I know that this is going to be going right to Ryan. So all that works. Like, yes, personalize your subject line, but also personalize the sender and personalize that from email. It should connect me to a real person. I should feel like I'm getting emails from a real person. So let's get into the body copy a little bit here. So end of the year, first thing he does is he recognizes that this is a hectic time of year. It's very true. A lot of us are wrapping up projects, planning for 2025, and so on. He's right away aware that he's asking us for our time. No small request any time of the year, but especially right before the holidays. Um, so he frames that. I know this is a hectic time of year. Um, Even acknowledges that we probably need and are looking forward to some real R&R. Solid, very true. And then he says, we're looking to draft some theories on what it has in store for us, but we can't do it without your help. So um, there's the implication that they're putting together, a survey to gather information from their customers, um, that would actually benefit other customers as well. Like, what can we all expect? We're relating to a direct mail, um, targeting, and probably even privacy and all that as we head into the next year. Valuable stuff, but we can't do it without your help. And I really like this. Even though your feedback is invaluable, thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Anyone who shares their insight with us is entered to win a free $500 Amazon gift card. Pretty big, right? That's a huge gift card. Um, it's not like a $25 gift card or like a Starbucks gift card. No, $500. Granted, it's not guaranteed, but it's still like a significant enough offer that just being entered to win that feels like it would be worth my time. It only takes 5 minutes. That's right. That's $100 a minute. Again, the card is not guaranteed, but this is still a really nice way to show that one, they appreciate that our time is valuable, and two, that they're like by doing this, I could actually get paid, like paid that much for this survey. Um, and our learnings will directly influence how we continue to provide best-in-class services for our world-class customers. Um, so on the whole, really nice email. I think it frames the request to fill out a survey. It shows the value of it, and it connects the user in a really like relatable human way. So really good stuff. One thing I'll probably change is anyone who shares their insight. Now, Posty doesn't want to just hear from anyone, right? Like ideally, they want to hear from their top customers, people who are actually using the platform, who are probably going to have some valuable feedback or questions or comments. Um, Maybe they'll want to hear from people who are sending direct mail but haven't started using Posty, that kind of thing. But I think the copy, maybe the email too, could be segmented a little bit more tightly, because anyone could share their insight, sure. But then posting could get junk data, but also I might not be like, I could be just someone who fills out the survey and for the chance to win a big gift card. So like, I don't think this is a great way to frame the who this is for and who we want to hear from, which is pretty important for your own company's data. But it's also important to the person receiving the email. I don't want to feel like I'm just anyone who's maybe entering a sweepstakes. The email should make me feel like you want to hear from me specifically. Like, why me? Is it because I am, a great customer? You want to hear from me? Is it because I'm doing work that you are really interested in and want to know more about? Make it more about me in that sense. So it's not just anyone. Um, and and yeah, and I think mentioning that they want to provide world best in class services for their world class customers. I don't know. Maybe this should have been bumped up. Um, the who, in addition to saying the feedback is valuable, bumping this up a little bit and saying like who this is again, who this is for, who we want to hear from, who this is for. Um, but on the whole, it's like a really nice email. It's well done. I cannot recommend enough. Um, Casey Hill over at Active Campaign recently talked about how he ran tests to see which types of emails, which changes would lead to higher engagement, higher conversions. One of the things they found was showing the picture of the team member sending the email like from their email. So if someone hits reply, it goes right to their inbox, not to like a generally monitored inbox. Those small touches make a big difference. So shout out to Posty for doing that really well. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. What do you think could be improved? What do you think is really strong about this email? Sending these kinds of emails, trying to get your customer feedback. This is huge. It's not only huge for the improvement of your services or your products, but it's also huge in terms of gathering voice of customer research, hearing what they're thinking about, what they're struggling with in their own words, because that stuff you can later on use to inform your copy, inform your messaging, your positioning, all that. So really good stuff. It's good to ask for the feedback. Also good to frame it well so you get as many qualified responses as possible, because you don't want to just hear from anyone. All right, looking forward to your thoughts, and talk soon.